So, Mr. Banerjee, if you can tell us something about your background.
Sure. I'm currently been in the US for 17 years. I currently work for Fox, which is known for 20th Century Fox films. And apart from my career, my biggest hobby is or passion is filmmaking. I have about my own production company called SB Talkies. We've done 5 short films. One of them has already won a New Jersey Film Festival in 2003. After that, I took a hiatus from films, and I'm coming back. And this time, instead of making English movies for the Indian audiences in the US, I'm trying to go back to my roots and try to bring Bengali culture and mix it with the audiences in the US. So I'm making 2 short Bengali films. One of them is in fact starring a Bollywood actress called Rachna Shah, who's actually previously acted in a Bengali film called Houseful with Bappa Aditya Bhattacharya. And she's going to be flying in. Filming is in process right now. I have a couple of contacts at Sundance and Cannes Film Festival. We're hoping to showcase this movie at the film festivals. The name of the movie is Amar Ma. It's based on an adaptation of a very famous author called Samir Banerjee, who's written the book Arranged Marriage. It's a national bestseller here in America, and she's basically given me the rights and her blessings to actually make that into a short film. Started off this production making it into a 15 to 20 minute movie. It's turning out to be a 35 to 40 minute movie. I'm excited because I've got a big star cast flying in from India. We're already in process of filming, as I mentioned. And with this, I also want to bring in another very short film, which is going to be about 10 to 15 minutes, which is untitled. But my whole goal here is to bring people who have got passion for cinema and bring them together to showcase their talents, whether that be in cinematography, screenwriting, screenplay, even helping out on the sets as let them be gaffers or grips and learn about how a film comes together. Plus, with my background of the small experience that I have of making the 5 short films that I made, bring them together and see whether they can learn something out of it. So this is going to be an all-new challenge for everyone, and we're all in the same melting pot trying to make this a success.
Sure.
So we're looking to release probably by the end of September. I'll have my first screening, and hopefully my second short film, which is untitled currently, should be coming out in October.
Okay.
That's where you're right now.
Are they all in English, or you have?
No, both the films are half in Bengali, half in English. Since we are mixing, we're touching on very particular subjects. We're talking about lesbianism, we're talking about women coming from Calcutta and how they are domestically abused in the US by men living in the United States who think they haven't really adapted to the Western culture. So there are a couple of strong subjects. Amar Ma is based on a relationship between a daughter and the mother, and how that bond is broken when the daughter comes to New York to study a PhD, and how she adapts very quickly to the Western culture, forgetting her roots back in Calcutta. So it's a very, very strong story. It's very, I would consider this to be a drama.
So are you directing the films too?
Yes, I'm directing and producing the films.
Wonderful.
But I do have a very big crew from the School of Visual Arts, from the New York Film Academy, and actors who have worked in Bollywood and Hollywood films to come together to make all these short films happen.
Okay.
Complete.
And where are you filming? Is it all based in the US?
So
or
yes, all the films are being based in the US. I would love to fly to Calcutta, but then the budget doesn't allow me to do that. But I found places in South Jersey that can replicate Calcutta. We have the ponds, and you have the farms, and you have the fields. And today with technology, using green screen as well as editing softwares, we can actually blend the two to make it seem like as if you were actually in Calcutta. The rest of the story takes place in either New York or Boston, and we try to marry both the sets together, so we think part of the movie shot in Calcutta and part of the movie shot in the US.
Okay. And you said your actors and actresses, are they all from India, or you have people
actors
from
and
over here?
Are mixed. Currently for my short film Amar Ma, the actress is flying in from India. The other 3 actors are from the New York, New Jersey area. The lead actor actually has worked on famous films such as Happening, which is Shyamalan's Happening, and he's also come on board. So it's a step in the right direction.
Okay. As you have lived here for 17 years and you have been associated with the English films, how much background study did you do for making your short films?
I actually came here to pursue, which anyone else would, education. I did my bachelor's in marketing and then my MBA in e-commerce. I wouldn't consider myself but that was a career choice, and I'm pursuing my career very, very in a proper fashion that anyone else would. But then my passion for filmmaking has brought me to go to the one-year course at the Film Academy, which is the New York Film Academy. Graduated from there. But the truth being told, career took such a priority in my life that after graduating from the Film Academy, I haven't made a movie since. And I regret that move. But today, I'm well established. I can start my own production company.
Sure.
So I'm bringing everything together. It's mostly self-produced, and I'm going to go from here onwards. I know it's been 4 years too late, but hopefully the next couple of years should be an interesting journey.
Sure. Are you also learning the Bengali culture as you are producing or making the film?
I would like to say I'm well versed in the Bengali culture. My parents live in Calcutta, my grandparents were in Calcutta, my family is back home in Salt Lake. For me, I've just been traveling around the world. I've lived in London, I've lived in New York, I've lived in Dubai. And 3 different cities have not, I won't say it's not taken me away from the Bengali culture. I'm well versed. I watch all the new movies that come out. I'm well versed with the actors, the actresses, the directors. It's just that the cinema is so good that it's time for another world to see it. And although I don't have the backings of like major financiers, I think my way of doing it is also another platform, which is especially the new platform of the web and festivals, to see that there is something else that is going by. I mean, America has always been giving accolades to Satyajit Ray and his films, and they keep replaying that on the IFC channel and the Sundance channel. It's about time they start seeing what the new directors have in store for them, and with everyone else also making efforts to make inroads into America, I'm making my own inroads as a self-financing filmmaker to bring the whole Bengali culture and language to the US.
Are you using any kind of music in your films, like songs or anything?
Yes, I am using music, and I'm not sure who my music producer is yet. I have a couple of contacts I've made, and friends as well, in the Bengali community here in Jersey, who have professional ties to music producers back home in Calcutta. And what they have told me is once my movie is done, I can ship it back to Calcutta. They're going to lay down the score for me, put the music in, which is appropriate for the movie, and then bring it back to the editing board so I can make it the final product.
Wonderful. One last question. How difficult is it to contact like the actors and actresses over in the Calcutta or anywhere you like to get
I actually haven't tried hard. I've used some of my own resources. My parents know a couple of people, my friends know a couple of people. The big issue is, as a new director and with a no name, the big actors and actresses don't want to get involved. I've tried my best to reach out to Konkana Sen Sharma. We went through her aunt. I'm quite sure she's a very busy actress. But then I've also had problems with other actors and actresses' agents who are mostly talking about monetary compensations and actually just the whole passion for whether they want to do the film or not. There are some actors and actresses who really want to do a film, and that's how I met Rachna. She's come from 2 big Bengali feature films, and when she saw the storyline, she said, I'm going to fly in with my own money, you don't have to pay me. So it was like a blessing in disguise. So she flies in end of this month to finish my second half of the film, and hopefully if I can contact other actors and actresses in similar ways, who knows? I mean, it's the potential is there, and the opportunities are limitless. I mean, unlimited.
Sure. And what do you think about Ditaversa? We are bringing the Bengali films.
Yes, in fact, I'm quite impressed, especially considering the fact that they're using Netflix, iTunes, and also hitting up Best Buy. And it's good to see a medium that's actually bringing Bengali movies, DVDs, and distributing them in the US. Because as we all heard about at the Bengali conference yesterday and today, that a lot of people are saying that people are downloading these movies through pirate websites or means, buying DVDs off the streets. I think it's a lack of distribution, the lack of awareness in this country, which now I think Data Bazaar is actually bringing all these movies back into the US, and I think that should be a good gateway point for people to start watching and learning more about the movies that are made in Calcutta.
Well, thank you very much for talking to Calcutta to you. I'm sure we'll talk later again.
Thank you very much, Farhan.
Thank you very much.